her name. And,
okay, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Aisha Dusane, the Deputy Chief Technical Advisor of NAPSA. I want to thank all the speakers that have spoken previously, and think I've been inspired by all of you that have spoken. Attitudinal change and discipline is almost a household topic in the country, if not the whole world. But the question is, yes, still, there is a problem of discipline, not only in the schools, but in the country and the globe as a whole. So the question we need to ask ourselves as human beings, if not Gambians, is where is the problem of this indiscipline coming from? Is it from the students only, or has it started from the home by the parents, or where? If we are able to answer these questions, I believe we will be able to solve the problem, because there is no problem that can be solved without us knowing the root cause. So, coming to the school system, every student knows that whenever you go to a particular school, before you start, you are given a particular paper that has rules and regulations on it, and that you have agreed with your parents that you have to abide by those rules and regulations to be a correct student of that particular school. But after signing or whatever, or agreeing, and then starting from grade 10 and 7, then we are called green leaves. Sometimes it's okay with them. But when we start going to grade 11, grade 12, grades 8 and 9, we feel like we are big or whatever. I don't just understand what the root cause is. But these are the things that we need to find out and know what the root causes are. If not those things, we will not be able to solve these problems. And sometimes we blame the students, and sometimes we blame parents. But I think all hands need to be on deck to make sure these problems are solved, and not to sit at a particular corner and be blaming each other, saying the students are rude or the teachers are not doing this or that. Yes, sometimes people say child's right is spoiling the student or whatever, but I don't believe in that. Because if we all understand what a child's right is, we will know that the child's right is not there to push students into violence or to indiscipline them. They tell you what your rights are, and they also do their best in making sure students are informed with regards to their duties as human beings and as students. But yes, still. And the other thing is, like, people said they were beaten during their school days, but I also heard stories. There are people who left school just because of being beaten by their teachers. You are beaten, sometimes you are even given a mark that you will never forget. Wherever you go, they ask, what happened to you? My teacher beat me. I was beaten by my teacher, I had to leave school because of that. So if we look at the punishment also, though it's not that, we are not saying that students should not be punished. They should be punished if they do wrong. But let's look into those punishments. You cannot beat a child until if the next day it comes to go to school, she starts fearing. If I go to school, they will beat me as they did yesterday. I don't think beating is the best way of disciplining a student. There are many ways that you can discipline a student without beating, without using the cane. So let us all understand that this is a problem that we need to solve. And for us to solve, we must be united. Both the school administration, the parents, especially the PTAs. Let us sit down and discuss issues regarding the discipline in the country, not even just in the school. Because if you go to school and you're only disciplined in the school, you come home, there's no discipline. You go to the community, there's no discipline. It's going to be futile. So it is better to have discipline everywhere. Let us start it from the parent. Because if you see elderly people misbehaving, sometimes a child thinks it's right, and then you grow up with that. So I think we will have to do our best in making sure that this issue is looked at very well, and we understand the root causes, and we also sit down again as stakeholders and look at the solutions towards this problem, and not to sit and blame each other, because we have been blaming each other for a long time now. Because since I was in primary school, I have been preached by principals, teachers, even my parents. Before you leave home, as far as time goes, and my parents, there's never a meeting with them that they will talk to you until the end. They tell you without anything without regards to discipline. They always tell you. You go to the school, the same thing. In fact, coming to the students' violence against their schools, I think Gambians now, we should understand that the Gambian is not used to those things. It's like we are trying to copy other nationals. But the students are represented at all levels. If you go to the class, you have a class prefect, you have a class teacher, you have this thing, this sport, inter-house sport, you have a club master, you have the vice principal, you have secretary. If you have a problem, go to the principal. You have school head boys and girls. You have school prefects. What are those people there for? If you have something that you are not okay with, call them and explain it to them. If they are not able to solve it, write to the ministry. You have a ministry. You have a student youth group. NAPSA is here for the students. Whatever you have, whatever problem you have, make sure you come to us or write to us. We will go and do our own investigation and see what the problem is. Then we sit and discuss it. And not to go into the streets, stoning at each other, insulting our teachers, our principals that are doing their best to make sure we are educated. I don't think that is right. If we continue doing that, our future is in doom. And that is not what we want for the Gambia as far as NAPSA is concerned. So I want us to appreciate the government's all the things that they have been putting in place to make sure we are educated. In fact, people are talking about the girls-free education. It's not just that. Even boys, they have a special scheme for them. It's called the Needy Boys Scheme. We have another scheme also that is there for both boys and girls that are dropped out of school accidentally through this teenage pregnancy, or you left school due to financial problems. You are brought back again and sponsored by the ministry. Yet still students are not able to appreciate all those things. I think we need to reflect our minds and think about what we are doing for our country and what we will be in the future just by misbehaving like this. Because we have no reason to act this way, as far as I'm concerned and as far as I'm concerned. So we are appealing to all the Gambian students, wherever you are, positive or negative, sit and reflect. What have I done yesterday and where will that take me to? If everybody is able to do that, I think it is the mouth and the eye that will deny the fact, but the heart will never. So I want to thank you all. And then
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to you all. My name is Omar Jame, a senior master in Nusrat Senior Secondary School. When we talk of discipline, we know we are looking at adolescents. And in life, we know this adolescence period is a very critical period. Anytime one is taking charge, should really know how to take care of them. Otherwise, one does more harm than good. We are teachers. Teachers nurturing students. Teachers nurturing children. Teachers